Hello again, Craig here from theprepperstop.com. We're here to talk today about freeze-dried food and two different brands which are the most popular brands in the nation. The difference between Mountain House and Wise. Freeze-dried foods. Now, of course, there are other brands such as Backpackers Pantry, Thrive. There's lots of other brands out there to compare. You're welcome to compare them all. And for those of you who are my regular viewers, you're probably looking at this saying, well, wait a minute, he's done this video before. Yes, I have done this video before. The last one I did about 2 years ago is below in the description box. A link to it. You won't be able to search it, but you can still watch it if you want. The reason I'm doing this again is because things like this happen. This is all Mountain House brand, and now these are all old labels. Now their label looks like this. Somebody in marketing decides they want to come up with a new look, and so they bring these different labels in, and so the old video looked old. Plus they have different lineups, different flavors, different dates and things change. So I'm having to do this video. I'll probably on every couple of years I'll probably have to redo this video. So deja vu for some of my regular viewers. So the difference between Mountain House and Wise. First of all, most people will. Okay, look, I've got two different things here. Chili Mac with Beef by Mountain House, Chili Mac with Beef by Wise. So similar menus. Most people, when they taste two similar menus side by side as a taste test, most people will say, and it's a subjective thing, I'll let you be the decision maker on this, that Mountain House generally tastes better than Wise. That's somebody's opinion. And if you go on YouTube and find people taste testing the food side by side, usually that'll be the outcome. Usually people will think Mountain House tastes a little better. Not always, okay? So comparing the two, generally people think Mountain House tastes a little better than Wise. That's an opinion. Now, one thing that also people notice, one of the major things also, they find that Mountain House is more expensive than Wise. This is a $9 pouch, Chili Mac with Beef. This one is a $6 pouch, Chili Mac with Beef. Why the big difference? Well, here's part of the reason. 2.5 servings, 2.5 1-cup servings. This is 2 servings. Okay, so that takes this to $3.60 a serving, whereas this comes to $3 a serving. Okay, so it's a little bit cheaper. But wait, there's more. Mountain House. So let me read what it says right on the package of the Chili Mac with Beef by Wise. Beans, elbow macaroni, seasoned ground beef, texturized vegetable protein, and a rich beef sauce. Did you catch it? Texturized vegetable protein. TVP. That's a soy pretending to be meat. Okay, but it does have some beef in it too. It did say ground beef. But it also has texturized vegetable protein, which is a whole lot cheaper than real beef. Mountain House has never used any TVP in their products that I'm aware of. At least there's nothing in their lineup that has TVP in it right now. So, the camping line, that's what this is. The camping line has real meat in it, some real meat in it. All of Mountain House has always had real meat in theirs. For instance, these buckets behind me, all of the Wise buckets, this is something you don't generally get told, all the Wise buckets have TVP menus in it. All the Mountain House buckets and cans have real meat in theirs. If it says beef, pork, or chicken, it really is beef, pork, or chicken. So, but the only exception is, of course, they do have some meat buckets. This bucket is just nothing but meat. Their idea is you mix the meats in with their other things if you want. They're all vegetarian. They all have TVP in them. So a soy pretending to be meat. So off the bat there, that's one reason that Wise is cheaper or less expensive than Mountain House, because of the TVP in it. It's less expensive than beef. So what else here? Chili Mac with Beef. Oh, the expiration dates. Now, Mountain House recently changed. If you have any Mountain House from 1986 to date, from the last 30 years or so, Mountain House recently, in the year 2016, made all their food in the pouches, buckets, and cans, except for ice creams, to be a 30-year shelf life, retroactive to 1986. 30-year shelf life. Wise, in the camping line, is a 7-year shelf life. So this has a best buy date of the year 2047. This one has a best buy date of the year 2024. Okay? So Mountain House, based on their 50 plus years of experience with an administrative decision, they didn't change the packaging, they didn't change the food, it was basically just an administrative decision based on their years of experience. They can now guarantee you a 30-year shelf life with Mountain House in the cans, pouches, or buckets other than ice cream. The Wise brand, 7 years on the camping line, which has meat in it. The other ones don't have meat in them, so they'll have 25-year shelf life, most of them. The meat buckets, they say, have a 15-year shelf life. But, because they do have meat buckets that you add the meat to it if you want to get a meat dish instead of a vegetarian dish with the Wise company. So, this is a 7-year shelf life, but most of their stuff is about 25-year shelf life. Most of it. Most of their buckets. So, similar shelf life. Now, make sure you're comparing apples to apples. I had a customer that did a... that I can generally match people's prices on the internet or beat them even. Especially when you're talking quantities. And so I was able to, this one customer came and he found this price. He had a price set in his mind, this stuff from Alex Jones he was selling, and it was going to be a little over $1 a serving, something like that. And here I just showed you, we're talking more like $3 a serving. Well, $1 a serving, well, it turns out it wasn't freeze-dried, it was dehydrated. If you don't know the difference between the two, I have a video on my channel, you can find out the difference between the two. It wasn't freeze-dried, it was dehydrated. And it was mostly soup mixes and such, and a lot of other things that wouldn't even really constitute a meal, or the serving size was smaller, or whatever. You have to compare apples to apples. Freeze-dry process is a lot more intense than just dehydrating something, and it lasts a lot longer. So, if you're going to do price comparisons like that, make sure you're comparing apples to apples. Alright, let's see what else here. Also, breakfast items are cheaper than, okay, here's Mountain House and Wise again. Mountain House scrambled eggs with bacon and ham. No, sorry. Scrambled eggs with ham and green peppers. This one is Strawberry Granola Crunch by Wise. Grains are usually cheaper than real eggs and real meat. Now, Wise has been struggling for years to come up with an egg product in the market. They have something else right now, but it has TVP in it. To cut costs, a lot of times they'll put grain-type breakfast in instead of the real scrambled eggs and meats, okay? That's another thing about Wise and Mountain House. Wise uses mostly grain type dishes for breakfasts. So with that in mind, let's take an example here. This bucket, Wise Prepper bucket, $70 for 52 servings. 52 servings for $70. Wow, that's not a whole lot more than $1 a serving. Well, if you look at the menu on there, you'll find out that of those 52 servings, 16 of them of the entrees are entrees with the TVP in them. Okay, savory stroganoff is one of them. So you have 16 serving. A serving with both these companies generally is 1 cup. Then they have 8 breakfast grains in there, which are cheaper than the entrees. Then you have 28 drink mixes that they're calling a serving. Orange drink mix and whey milk alternative they're calling as a serving. So if you want to sit there just one night and you have a cup of Kool-Aid, basically, sugar water, and you want to call that a serving, that's up to you. But see, that's how they play with the numbers. So in order to get their prices to look like they're super cheap compared to Mountain House, they play games like that. Mountain House always has real meat in theirs. They don't have any drink mixes in there, at least all the present lineup. This is all straight entrees with real chicken, beef, pork, any other type of meat like that. Another example here, these 2 menus here. There's 2 boxes. They change their box styles all the time. That's why I had to do this video again and again. This one is only, what, 15 servings? 15 servings. These are both about $40. 15 servings. This one is 34 servings. And they're about the same price. Wow, how is that? Well, the third one that's 34 servings by Wise has 16 servings of the entrees. Again, TVP, no meat. 8 servings of breakfast grains, not real scrambled eggs and bacon or anything. This one's breakfast skillet, which has real eggs in it, real sausage. And then 14 servings of whey milk. So that's another example how they play with the numbers. They get to look like their product's a lot cheaper. And it is cheaper. And frankly, you know what? When all your neighbors are eating bugs and grass, I don't think anybody's going to be complaining about a little TVP or a granola, because you're going to have something to eat. So that being said, if price is your only object, then you might want to go with Wise or some other company, because there are other companies that sell dehydrated. If it don't matter to you, if you just want any kind of thing to eat at all, then go with something cheaper. Another example, chicken. This is diced chicken by Mountain House. This has 14 servings in there. Now in this case with the meats, their servings are 3/4 cups. So anyway, 14 servings, whereas their meat bucket right here by Wise, that has 105 servings of meat for only, so let me get the right price right here, 90 bucks. 105 servings for 90 bucks. Only, how many servings? 14 servings for 53 bucks for Mountain House. 53 bucks, 14 servings versus 90 bucks for 105 servings. Wow, what's the big difference? Because that makes this $3.79 a serving. Whereas the Wise comes out to be only $1.16 a serving. Wow, super savings. Well, you're not comparing apples to apples, so to speak. This Mountain House is 3/4 cup servings. This is 1/2 cup servings. And, hold on, 80 servings of this is rice. So you only have 24 servings of real meat in there, and they're smalling servings. Another way they play with the numbers. Again, you have to read, you have to be very careful. Buyer beware. Look at all the labels, find out what you're actually getting, because what you might be getting will be something might be different than what you expect to get. Okay, let's see what else we got here before we finish up. One other thing, Mountain House now has claimed, Mountain House recently went from that 30-year shelf life decision back in 1986, in 2016, they declared all their products to be a 30-year shelf life retroactive to 1986. All right? That was an administrative decision. There was no change in the food, no change in the packaging. Based on the years of experience, that's what they're coming up with now. But they also claim, they have some reports, and I'm going to link those below if you want to look. Mountain House has done some independent third-party testing of different brands of food. I think Backpacker's Pantry was one, Wise was another, and I think there was another brand or two there. Testing for oxygen content in their foods, in the packaging. And what they found was Mountain House was far superior to the others, and the projected shelf life would be a lot less on these other products because of the oxygen content in them. Now that's a claim by Mountain House based on a third-party independent company that they paid. Got to take that in consideration. They paid to have this study done showing that their food had less oxygen content in the packaging than the other brands out there. That's it. Now, if I find some company that does the same test where Mountain House isn't involved at all, that'd be a little more valid in most people's minds. I believe the test, but this is, again, this test was paid by Mountain House. So, got to take that in consideration. But the oxygen content, it looks like their products are going to last for a lot longer period of time than the other brands out there. So, thanks everybody for watching. Until next time, so long.